Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. If you're a lover of Shakespeare, you will recognize that quote from Macbeth's Shakespeare's tale of the murderous ambition that questions just how far one will go in the quest for power. The classic play may be 400 years old, but the story of Macbeth transcends time and audiences.
There is no flying heads, no tearing here. I begin to be weary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone.
It was a unique time in American history when the federal government organized and produced theatrical productions all over the United States. It was called the Federal Theater Project, and the goal was to put theater professionals who were out of work as a result of the Great Depression back to work. One of the most popular productions was Voodoo Macbeth, a 1936 New York production of William Shakespeare's Macbeth.
The Negro Theater Unit of the Federal Theater Project produced a highly successful version of Shakespeare's immortal tragedy Macbeth.
It was news in 1936, and this particularly by nature was to involve all African-American actors. And so you had 100 actors in New York getting work. And the news at the time was that, well, not the news, but some people said, well, can African-American actors really handle classical material in Shakespeare? Several, I think, big things came out of this production. One is that answer was a resounding yes. It launched Orson Welles' career as a theater director. He'd been known as a radio actor up to that point. And it also said, it sort of launched the Federal Theater Project. It was the most successful production they did. So this national program dedicated to giving jobs to theater artists in the country. I think it's fantastic that one of their biggest successes was this particular production that put black theater artists in New York to work in the 1930s.
Hold it up!
History will be made and will also be repeated when Georgia Shakespeare wraps up its season by commemorating the 75th anniversary of Voodoo Macbeth with its own production and directed by a nationally renowned theater artist who is the first African-American woman to direct a production at Georgia Shakespeare.
So it's like, then do the right thing and stop being this ridiculous person. Yeah. Get on with it and move and go. And he's like, no, I won't.
I knew 5 minutes in, I said, this is not only a good person in this project, this is the person. Her passion for making theater come alive today, even if it's a 400-year-old story, is critical. She wasn't so interested in just reliving history, because again, that production in 1936, while it made waves and was news then, isn't news now. So her question was, what is the contemporary conversation we can have with this play?
Simply because a play is 400 years old doesn't mean that we don't suffer from those same things. I think we assume that somehow 400 years ago certain things were important. However, we still all want to be in love, we still all have ambition, we still all get jealous, we still get afraid. And these are things that William Shakespeare in particular was very good at depicting in his pieces.
It's her first directorial experience with Shakespeare, but Raelle Myrick-Hodges seems undaunted. She says she was always meant to be in charge.
Absolutely no interest in being an actor, only interested in telling people what to do. So doing The Wizard of Oz in 5th grade as Dorothy, I realized the real power lied on the other side of the stage.
And Myrick-Hodges isn't afraid to use it.
So that when he gets you down on the bottom there, and you scuffle up, there's no lag, it's just like total surprise. That's not what it is. Jump right on it.
If you spent 2 minutes with Raelle, she is razor sharp, she knows what she wants, and she's a wonderfully collaborative artist, can take advice, input from everybody else and come out with a crystal clear vision. The wonderful thing about her is I think you will see this play, even though we read it in school and many people have seen it a lot of times, you'll feel like this is the first time you've been with this story because of her unique vision for it. And that's what I wanted.
There's nothing in the tragedy of Macbeth that isn't happening in front of us right now. whether it be the politics of the play, whether it be the relationship of two people that truly fall in love and make a choice to do something really inappropriate that completely dissipates their relationship, the relationship of a father to a son who has to raise his son without a mother, the relationship of young boys growing up in a violent society. These are all parts of Macbeth, and these are things that we see on the news all the time, and these are things that we're discussing on a daily basis. But we assume that because they use thou or they use hast, that it has nothing to do with us. All you have to do is allow your body to assume and your ears to accept the fact that we all speak English. And if we sit back and we allow an opportunity for the suspension of disbelief, we can hear exactly what we hear in contemporary language as we would in William Shakespeare.
I think George Shakespeare does a lot of really good work, and we're blessed every now and then to have a truly exceptional production, and that's what this is. You can just tell.
The production of Macbeth is in partnership with the National Black Arts Festival. We should also mention that Georgia Shakespeare is the recipient of a special national grant designed to give students an opportunity to experience Shakespeare. All 10th graders in the Atlanta Public Schools will get to see the play for free, and the actor who plays Macbeth will visit some of the schools for some one-on-one interaction with the students. Now, how cool is that? Voodoo Macbeth opens Friday, October 4th and runs through the 28th at the Conan Performing Arts Center on the campus of Oglethorpe University. For more information, visit gashakespeare.org.